What's up, guys? It's me, Hax, back at you again with another game update. This time, we've got some pretty cool new features, so I'll just show you that. And, yeah. Alright, first thing I'll show you is I finally started painting again, so the hot springs is pretty much done. I just have to add a little animation to it. But yeah, I painted everybody. I also had a little gradient on Joe here, so it's not like a super sharp edge here now. It's like a little fade. There you go. I painted everybody. Yep. So I'm just gonna add like a little more effects to it to make it look a little nicer, but the majority of that's done now, so that's cool. What else? I always forget to write things down. I worked on the settings menu a little too. I spent a lot of time doing back-end stuff, so just fixing everything, making sure it all worked correctly. You get some flavor text when you go over the text now too. But yeah, you can do master volume and individual volume. It was kind of like this before, but now it really is like this. So like, for example, you can have the music on 10 here, but if you turn it off, you can have the master volume at 100. I figure some people would want that, because like sometimes you just want the music off, but then sometimes you want everything on, right? So it's two separate mixers there now. Oh yeah, and everything saves now. Speaking of saving, that's another big thing I added. I actually might just do that because the music is a little loud to me. It's probably like super quiet to you, or if you can even hear it, I don't even know. Oh yeah, I also removed the apply button because I think it was kind of redundant. So now, as soon as you do it, it'll apply. I mean, most people want that anyway, I feel. The only issue would be if it's too high quality at the beginning. But then, I mean, you would just change it anyway. I don't know. I felt like it was, like, not needed, so you just have the restore defaults button here now. Let's see. Oh yeah, so for example, if I have this, like this, I go back, you get a little saving thing now. And it does save it. So like if I close the game and I open it, it's still the same. Like this. So yeah. And you can also save and load other things too now. So just as a super obvious example, I'm going to get some mail. Okay. So right now I have no mail because I didn't pick it up, right? That's the default, you have no mail. So I'm going to pick up the mail. And I now have mail, right? And I'm going to read this one by Alice. So I have mail, and this one's no longer new because I read it. Go back. Now I'm going to save it. And I have this little animation here. This is temporary. It's mostly just for, how do you say, it's, what's the word? There's a word for, like, when you're testing UI. I forget what it is. Like a mock-up, sort of? That's not the word I was looking for, whatever. But yeah, it's just sort of like that for now. So if you click here, temporarily, of course, it does save it in this slot. So now, if I, for example, close the game, and open it again, and I go to messages, there's nothing there because it's the default. But if I go to system, and I go to load, slot 1, ta-da, it's there. And it's exactly how I left it. So there you go, you can save and load now, which is pretty cool. And it's actually really, really easy to implement. Yeah, if you want to see, literally all you need is a save game object, and you put all the variables you want in there to save. Now it's a little tricky because originally I had everything here in the game instance, but that's good if you don't want saving and loading. If you do want saving and loading, you have to put the variables inside of a save game object. And then you can save it and load it as you want. So I spent like the whole day just moving everything and redoing the code and stuff. It wasn't too bad, but and now if you ever wondered why games have system data and game data, well, some things you want to be always there, and some things are run independent. And what I mean by that is, let's see if I can open this from here. Probably not. Let's just find it then. This is becoming a fun little lesson here in game theory, or whatever it is, whatever this is called, game mechanics. Let's see, no, it's not. You just get some data. There we are. All right. So, for example, your settings would be system-wide, because if you change the volume and you start a new game, you're not going to want the volume to change. You're going to want the same volume. And like, yeah, if you have something muted, something like that, it's going to stay the same. So you technically need two save files. And of course the other one would be the game save file, which is this one, which has all the other stuff. So I guess I had to move all these variables, and it's rather painful, but it's done, thankfully. So yeah, it was cool. I'm glad it's really easy to implement. It's you just have to think about it a little bit, because yeah, most people wouldn't think to put this here. I sure didn't. That's why I didn't implement it for ages, because I thought it would be like something, kind of complicated, but it's actually really simple. So yeah, saving and loading is now done. So I guess the demo can come out soon. I guess. I mean, I still have to implement all the rest of the characters, models, which I guess that's the next thing I should do. And I was also planning on painting the shopkeeper portraits a little, so they're finally done and they're not like gray anymore. But yeah, I mean, not much left in terms of that. And of course, making the battle mode a little more clean and fun. That's the most important, being fun. But yeah, you can save and load now. And the hot springs are done. And the setting menu is a little bit better. So, there you have it. Yeah, so next time I should probably, maybe have 3D stuff. Possibly. If I don't have 3D stuff, I'll have more paintings done. So, yeah, I will see you next time for that stuff. So, bye. I just realized I forgot to show the dialogue screen. I edited it a little bit to make it a little cleaner. It now looks like this on the history. It gives you a little. Isn't that kooky? Oh yeah, I also did all the portraits. I completely forgot, because I don't write anything down. I don't know why it's doing it twice. That's kind of freaky. Just a glitch? Yeah. I did rewire a lot of things, so maybe that's why. Oh, no, it's not doing it. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I wanted to show, so, see you later.